Okay, Albert and I are here to give you guys an update on my 911 order, which is underway. I wanted to cover a couple of things before we got on to the details, however. First of all, this is not a video about me showing off that I'm buying an expensive car. Sure, I'm lucky enough that I'm in a position to be able to buy this car, but it has taken a lot for me to put together the money to get this together, and I just don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw around on a car. So it is a big deal for me buying this car. And this video is all about showing you how I ended up configuring it to my personality. For those of you that are interested, it's not about me showing off that I'm buying an expensive car. So I hope you guys understand that. And secondly, to follow on from that, when you see the configuration of my car, a lot of you are going to go, oh, that's just terrible, Nick. You've got terrible taste. And get on the, oh, Nick, why are you buying those wheels? Oh, Nick, that's a terrible color, whatever. And that's fine. You can do that. Everybody has different tastes, and that's what's so wonderful is, especially when buying a 911, is there's just hundreds of thousands of options, and everybody can get their own option, and there's really no wrong configuration. Well, getting it in yellow is wrong, but every other configuration, 911s look great, and my configuration is personalized to me and my tastes, and I don't expect everybody to love it. It's just the way I love it, so that's the important thing. And finally, there are two things that I was kind of hoping to get, which I didn't end up getting. The first was a custom color. I wanted to get a dark green custom color, moss green in fact, and I talked about that in a previous video. And that just became such a hassle and really stretched out the time frame that I was going to get the car, so I dropped it in the end. And I really don't mind that I dropped it, because the configuration I ended up getting with the interior and so forth worked out so much better. So maybe I'll get the moss green in the next car. And people have been sending me pictures of dark green cars. Here's one that I got the other day, which kind of show how it would have looked. So I'd still like to get a dark green car or a mid-green car at some point, but this car, that just didn't work out. The other option that I'm really sad that I didn't get is I really wanted Euro delivery. Not only because I would have been able to make so many great videos getting it delivered, showing the factory, driving around Germany, which is one of the countries I love the most. But also I wanted to share that experience with you guys. But sadly that hasn't worked out either. That has also, for whatever reason, and I never really got to the bottom of it, sometimes they said that it was because the factory's being redone and the dealer would add months to the order. I don't know. Whatever the case, I gave up in the end and just had it delivered direct to the US, which is a real shame. They were saying it was going to add 4 more months if I wanted a factory order. I don't know why. Anyway, that's a real shame, because that would have been cool. But yeah, it means that I'll be getting it probably in about 8 weeks' time, delivered directly here to the US. So we're looking end of December, early January for the delivery of my car. Anyway, let's have a look at how I ended up configuring it. It's not a million miles away from what I talked about in a previous video. To start with, I have, as you all know, I'm going with a Carrera 4S. I strongly considered a Carrera 4, and I'd also really wanted to get a Carrera S or a Carrera. So those 4 of the bottom of the line in the range were my favorites. And I personally would still prefer to have just a Carrera S, but the weather where I live doesn't really, I want to drive it in the snow and bad weather, and so the 4-wheel drive is almost a must for me, and it'll give me the chance to really experience the 4-wheel drive and give you guys feedback on having a 4S. And there's some nice things about the 4S as well, the wide body at the back and other little bits and pieces you get with the 4S. And I had really considered the non-S models as well, which are selling so well for good reason. In the previous 991 generation, a lot of people considered them a little underpowered, but with the new turbo engines, I think they're one of the best cars in the lineup, in the 911 lineup. So I can see why they're so popular, and I was really tempted to get one of those and save all the money. But I'm going to be comparing my car to a lot of other cars in the segment, so I think I should get the S just for that extra power. Anyway, so I went with the 4S, and I went with dark blue, as I'd said in the previous video, which is similar to the color that I had my last 911 in. I've gone with the Carrera Sport wheels that nobody seems to like and no one seems to order, but I like them, and so I'm ordering them. What are you going to do? And I'm really excited to see that Sport Tech seats suddenly became available before I locked in my order. Sport Tech seats are a type of seat that was only previously available in the very rare or very top of the line 911. So it's so cool that it's available in the Carrera models. So I'm getting it. Basically, they're a material with leather around the outside, and they only come in the black and silver and the graphite blue. So this is perfect for me because I'm getting the graphite blue chalk interior, which allows me to have the contrast that I wanted. A dark exterior, a lighter interior, plus having the Sport Tech seats gives me the material that I figured I'd never get. So I love this interior combination. So let's talk a little bit about the colors that I'm getting for a start. Graphite. So the graphite blue interior is actually, as far as I can see from Porsche, is designed to go with the graphite blue exterior. And my dealer's actually got one of these cars in the showroom at the moment, so I've seen it a few times. And it's okay, but I just don't think it works that well, the graphite blue on the outside and the inside. Whereas by mixing the dark blue on the outside and the graphite blue on the inside, I think it's a perfect combination for the contrast. And that graphite blue interior really, really works well with the exterior color. So I love this look. And I'm so happy with this look that I'm not even worried about not getting the custom color anymore. It's just blowing me away how much I love the contrast of the inside, the blue on the inside with the darker blue on the outside. I think it just works so well. On to the rest of the options. I've decided to get the Sport Plus 4-way seats, not the 18-way. There's a cost involved with getting the 18-way, but mostly I'm perfectly comfortable with the 4-way seats, and I really like having a slider. That is, I like being able to slide the seat backwards and forwards quickly to get things in and out of the back instead of holding down the electric seat. So that's not a common option either. I think most people would get either the 18-way or the 14-way. Packages, I definitely did things differently than most people do here. The package that most people get is the Sport package, which is really for Porsche a decent deal. You get a whole bunch of stuff that ends up costing you about $2,000 less, or about $2,500 less than if you got them individually. And I know my friend Kevin's C4S, he got this package, and so what's going to be interesting is when my car comes in, I can compare to his car. His car is definitely configured in a way that is very, very popular. He got all the popular options, whereas I'm sort of getting all the unpopular options. So, and our cars are more or less exactly the same price. So it's going to be quite an interesting comparison when I do that. So in the Sport package, I would like to get the rear axle steering, and I would like to get the Sport Chrono package. But the rest of it, I'm indifferent to. As I've talked about, I could take or leave the sports exhaust system. It doesn't really make a big difference to me, and I'm not that fussed on the looks of it, so I'm happy to drop that. And I'm definitely happy to drop the GT steering wheel and the sports exterior mirrors. So I'm not doing the Sport package, I'm getting the things that I want individually. So packages, I get none. Exterior, once again, I am getting the non-LED lights. Once again, everybody likes the LED lights. I much prefer the xenon or xeon lights. They just look the little round lights, they just look perfect to me, and I had that in my previous 911, and they are so bright and they work so well. I just like the look of it. Plus, it's saving me some money. I don't need to spend $2,000-3,000 on LED for something I don't like the look of. I'm getting the Porsche entry and drive for $1,000. Such a waste of money. Rear wiper. Everybody hates the rear wiper. I like the rear wiper, and it's so useful. I'm getting the tilt sunroof and glass, not because I ever use it, but because I like having the light come in from the top. What else am I getting? I'm getting the manual transmission. This is also not a popular option. I want to get the manual transmission because having driven Peter's car and a few other 911s with the manual transmission, I really enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with the PDK. The PDK is the best dual clutch transmission on the market. If you're thinking about getting the PDK, go for it. I love mine. much better fuel economy, makes the car go faster, makes the car feel more powerful, the PDK. I believe whenever I drive a PDK, the car just feels so much more powerful. But the manual transmission is a little more engaging, and I want to change the gears myself, and so manual transmission it is for me this time. Power steering plus, most people get that. Rear axle steering, I was backwards and forwards on that, but I've decided to get it. It's only $2,000, and it's I did find that it helped with turning circles in Kevin's car, and it's a cool feature to have, I guess. I'm not getting any of the carbon ceramic brakes. There's 3 or 4 of my viewers that harass me saying, you've got to get the carbon ceramic, it makes such a big difference. I don't believe it. They're lighter on the car, so there's less weight, less unsprung weight, but 30 pounds here or there doesn't really make a difference. And a few people that have got them, that are friends of mine, hate them because of the noise they make. They're very squeaky brakes, especially if you've used them hard on a track. They squeak all the time. And they're $8,500, and they make your brake, the calipers yellow. I don't want yellow on my car. So lots of reasons why not to get the ceramic brakes, especially since the S models get upgraded brakes anyway that are way, way more than you ever use anyway. So the brakes are fantastic on these 911s. No need to get the ceramic. I'm not getting the PASM sports suspension this time either. I had that last time, and it looks cool, but it just affects the ride quality so much. They handle so well without it. There's no need to have it. It's really, for me, having the car a little bit lower did look good, but then I'd rather have the comfort, so I'm taking that out. And of course I'm taking out the PDCC. I had that last time as well, and lots of people harassed me about getting that. I found every time I drove a 911 without it, I preferred it. It does work if you're tracking your car a lot. It's a great feature to have that just has the car track exactly flat, doesn't allow any body roll. But this is a 911. There's so little body roll anyway, it's just not worth spending $4,000 on this and adding the extra weight. And of course, I'm not getting the sports exhaust system. This really upsets a lot of people. People write to me, oh Nick, your car's going to be so devalued, you're never going to be able to sell it. Rubbish. More than half the people that are Porsche 911 friends of mine, they hate the new Porsche exhaust system. More than half of them love it. So there's a big market for people that don't want it there as well. And I like the four pipes at the back. I think it just looks better. And when I've driven Kevin's and other cars with the sports exhaust system, I don't notice that much of a difference. So it's not a big deal for me. So I'm taking that out. And of course I'm getting the Sport Chrono package. On the interior, I'm not getting the climate control painted. That looks terrible. I can't get the active cruise control because that's only available with the PDKs. Otherwise I would get it. I love that feature in my last car. Lane change assist at $850 is expensive, but it works so well in the 911s. I'm getting it. Auto dimming mirrors and light design package, I think those are both musts. Rear footwell lighting I had last time. I'm not getting it this time. What a waste of money. It never really worked. The GT steering wheel, I find it's too busy. It's a little smaller than the regular wheel, which is cool, but with all those fake screws and nuts on it, it just looks too busy and fake to me, so I'm not getting that. Heated steering, multifunction steering wheel, love it, getting it. Heated front seating, love it, get it. I would also get the seat ventilation, but it's not compatible with the Sport Tech, so I can't get that, unfortunately. A lot of people want me to get the smoking package because it puts the lid over the little hole and gives you a cigarette lighter in the front, and that is a very common sense one to get, especially since it's free. But I actually like the little cubby hole there. I had that in my last car, so I'm getting that again, so it's another unpopular decision. I will probably get the luggage net in the front passenger well. It's free. So many free things from Porsche. And none of this, none of this, none of this. Instrument dials in black. A must. Never forget to do that. Everybody that I know that forgets to do that always regrets it, and it's really hard to fix afterwards. And to match the chalk leather, I'm going to get the seat belts in silver grey. not sure whether this is a good decision or not, but let's give it a try. I think it looks kind of cool. Interior leather, not a lot of changes here. One that I'm doing that very few people ever do is seatbelt trim in leather. No, sorry, let me say it again. Belt outlet trim in leather. It's this little spot here. It's a lot of money for a very small piece of leather, but I think it just finishes off the interior. Having that little bit of chalk colored leather up there, it's just a nice touch to me. And especially when you look at it from the outside, that you can see just see where the seatbelt comes out. It just looks like it's feeding a white belt out of a white leather hole. You know, I just think it's a nice touch, and no one ever gets that. I've never seen that on any 911, so that's cool. Steering column casing leather is another one that I is a must for me. I found it very annoying that I had so much nice leather in my last 911, but I was always looking at the steering column casing, and it's a nasty piece of plastic, shiny plastic, and it just looks so out of place. So $465 is a lot, but it really finishes off the leather. It's an important part of the leather combination in the car, so I'm getting that. Some visors in leather was something I considered as well, but I don't look up to them that often. You can go too far, and I'm trying to stick to a budget here, so I didn't get that. And storage compartment lid with model logo, I'm getting that partly because I don't mind how it looks, but it also upgrades the leather on that storage compartment. It gives you a high quality leather, so it's worth it for that. And I'm not getting the Porsche head crest on the headrest. This is a very popular option as well, and I think it looks fine, but I'm indifferent either way, so I'm taking it off. Anything that I'm not absolutely sure on, I'm taking off. Nothing in Alcantara, nothing in wood. Oh, why would you? Nothing in carbon fiber. In aluminium, I'm getting the brushed aluminium package, which I really, really like. It's my favorite package now. It looks best with black interiors, that's for sure, the contrast, but I think it's going to look fine with this interior as well. And of course, to match that, I'm getting the gear lever in brushed aluminium, and the door sill guards it extends the door sills so they're the right size. Should be standard Porsche. And finally, in audio and communications, I'm getting the Bose system. If I had unlimited money, I would definitely get the Burmeister, however you say it, package again. I got it last time. It's definitely good, but it's $5,290. It's not that good. As I've said in my previous videos, the dirty secret about 911 sound systems is that even when you pay $5,290, you're only getting a pretty average sound system. Yeah, it's a real shame. All the speakers are in the front, there's hardly anything in the back, and while it's nice and crisp, it's, I drive my Golf, it sounds better than most 911 sound systems. And you're there listening to the engine, and the Bose is loud enough, so it's sort of, there are three options. The standard system is terrible, the Bose system's okay, and the Burmeister is pretty good, but I'm not paying $5,290 for pretty good. I was disappointed in the system when I got it in my last car, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. But if I had unlimited money, I would definitely get it. So that's it. That's how I'm configuring it. Once again, love the look. I'm so pleased with how it's turned out. So I'm really excited to get it. It's a shame I'm not getting European delivery, but in every other aspect, I'm really happy with how it's worked out, and I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to share the experience with you guys of getting it and comparing it and doing all sorts of stupid things in it, and driving it in the snow and towing other cars, and you name it. I'm gonna act the fool in this car, and I can't wait. So that's the update on my car. 8 to 9 weeks away still, so towards the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year. Still a long wait. It's just that the 991.2 has proven to be far more popular than I think Porsche had anticipated. So I was very lucky to get the build date that I did. I got the discount that I got. Maybe I'll do a video on how the processing purchase went for me, and how I could advise people to get a decent discount and so forth. But that's another video. And also, a lot of people ask me, buying, leasing, paying off, what is the best option? And it comes down to personal circumstance as well, and I'm not a finance guy. I pay cash for cars. I'm tempted to lease it so that I keep the money, but then again, I hate making payments. I feel that if I can't pay cash for something, I can't afford it. So I'm paying cash for this car, and that's the way I prefer to do it. It may not be the most common sense way of doing it, but yeah, it gives me peace of mind. I'm not making any payments. I've paid the car. I've got it. It's mine. That's the way I like to do it. Anyway, so that's it from Albert and I. We'll look forward to getting the car, but it's still a few weeks away, as I said. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye then.